What's it like, first and foremost, to be back?
It's amazing. I mean, it's been a great 18 months doing the Big Reunion TV show, and this is going to be the third arena tour that 911 have been involved in, and all the first series guys especially. So it's nice to come to a new arena, Leeds. Yeah, it's going to be good.
And what kind of a journey have you come on, sort of personally, since you've got back together and back out on the road?
Well, I think it's been a bit like therapy. I think doing the TV show, we talked a lot about how it affected us being in the band, the good things as well as the bad things, and I guess also how we felt about each other in the band. And I think we respect each other more because we've got it all out on, cards on the table, and we did it on TV as well. We just wanted it to be real.
So what was it like the first time you went back on stage in front of the fans? What was that like for the first time?
I think the first big arena we did after the Big Reunion was, I think it was Sheffield actually. So we're doing Sheffield in Leeds this time as well. Incredible. I think it's just an emotional thing. It was, because it was an emotional roller coaster being filmed, like so much for the TV show, and then actually doing your rehearsal and as a band coming on stage and performing your songs to a nostalgic crowd and stuff. It was it's still surreal actually looking back. So we're still riding that wave, and it's long may it continue.
And was it quite easy to pick up where you left off, sort of remembering the old songs, getting back into the dance routines, things like that?
I think most bands will tell you that once they hear the song, little bits of dance routines and that come back to them, so it's just a case of like sharpening up the moves and trying to stage it differently for a big arena show. And obviously we have lots of dancers and stuff doing the songs on these shows, so I just can't wait. It's going to be buzz. 25 guys on a bus for the boy band tour in October, and it's going to be messy, but lots of banter and fun times.
And are you looking forward to coming to Leeds' brand new arena?
Definitely. It's got a different layout to most arenas that we've played, and it's the first time obviously, but I like it. It's like a theatre, it's like a huge theatre. So can't wait for it. It's a northern crowd. Northern crowds are great as always, and Sean from Five, it's his place where he's from, so I'm looking forward to it, and all these families are going to come and see him and stuff perform. But it's going to be great. 7 boy bands. We've got 28 top 10 hits between us, so bring it on.
And sort of looking to the future, once you've got this tour out of the way with, where do you see yourself going next?
Do you know what? The Big Reunion keeps surprising us, because I never thought we'd get a chance to do another arena tour. So we've done 2 last year, and then this got announced, the boy band tour. So I don't know, you just never know, but I think you just got to take it as it is and as it comes, and just try and be in the moment and appreciate it, because that's a different thing from back in the day. I think now we all appreciate it a lot more, and we're just living it and enjoying it.
Playing Leeds Arena is a big thing for me. The first time, obviously, when we were younger, first time around, it wasn't built, so we never got to play Leeds. And then on this first big reunion tour that we did, I actually saw the Leeds Arena on the list, and then they took it off because it wasn't finished. And as a Leeds man, I was devastated because all my family lives here and everything like that. And I thought, I'll never get a chance to play Leeds Arena. And then this second chance has come about, the boy band tour, and I'm finally going to be able to tick the box and say I've played Leeds Arena. I feel really, really lucky, really privileged, and I'm really excited about it.
And so, what's it like, sort of being back on the stage, back doing what you love, really?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously, like the first time around, it was quite overwhelming with sort of young kids with like rabbits trapped in headlights, as they say. But now it's we can actually stop and really embrace the moment and enjoy it. And I love seeing the fans sort of enjoy music that we did in the 90s, and it's still sort of getting through.
And what was it like for you? Did you find it quite easy to sort of get back into the swing of it, remembering all the words, remembering all the dances?
Well, if anyone saw the sort of first few episodes, they will have seen that I was very sort of apprehensive about doing the dancing. I didn't expect to do it, especially in my 30s. I thought it was sort of, I felt a bit silly then. So I didn't really expect to be doing that, so I was quite nervous about that. But strangely enough, once we started doing it, and then we played, like the very first gig we did was Hammersmith Apollo, and it just felt really natural, which is sort of strange in a way, but we just felt at home. I think it was more natural and easier doing that than being away from it.
And what was your reaction to the fans sort of going back out there for the first time?
You just feel really, really lucky. Do you know what I mean? Like most people thought of bands back in the day, especially boy bands and girl bands in our genre of music, that we would sort of throwaway pop that wouldn't last, that people wouldn't still, you know, buy into when they'd matured and moved on to other things. But I think that that's been completely proven wrong. Everyone's still really enjoying the tunes, and maybe it helps that we're just sort of, you know, we're older, but we're just young enough to still do the old dance routines and all that. So yeah, it's, you know, it's great.
What's your favourite song to get up and perform?
I think, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I do enjoy them all. But I think "Keep On Moving" seems to be the one that, you know, it still gets played on radio even now. So when the audience sort of gets that tune, they really sort of, you know, sing along and participate in the gig. So I think that one would have to be the favourite.
And so how are you going to prepare for your homecoming gig? Really, it is now, isn't it, at Leeds Arena?
I don't know. I'm going to prepare. I mean, I'm just looking forward to, you know, hopefully I'll catch eyes with, you know, my family, my mum and that, because all my family still live here, and, you know, we'll have our own little moment that we're in my home city, and I hope the crowd really receives me well and comes down and gets behind the Yorkshireman.
The fact of not doing shows for a long time and then getting straight into arenas is exciting stuff, and obviously this is a very new one, a very snazzy one. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. I think we're all looking forward to our different regions as well. I mean, you know, a lot of the boys I found there's quite a few Northerners, there's definitely a few Yorkshiremen on the tour, so I think they're going to enjoy being here. But they're always good shows, you know, like Sheffield for instance, where we're starting the tour. I've always had great times in that arena, and I'm sure we're going to have a good one here.
Definitely. So what was it like at first when they said, right, you're going to get together and you're going to be Fifth Story? What was that like?
It was very weird, because I mean, for me, I originally started talking to them as Another Level, and we were very close to doing it as a group. So it was very last minute, kind of that broke down, and they said to me, look, we've got this group of lads, you know, do you want to kind of be involved in this idea of putting a new group together? And I said, yeah. I mean, I wasn't overly excited, because I think musically I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, you know, does this really work for me? I don't think I kind of fit in with this. But I just thought, no matter what, it would do well for me, so let's do it. And in the end, it actually worked out really well. We sound great together, which I think we're all surprised and happy about. And we all get on, which is always going to be the main thing for us.
And you've obviously come on quite a journey, haven't you, as a group? What's that been like?
It's been great. I mean, you know, the show's a great show for learning what the backstage kind of business was. You know, what we went through and what our problems were. And with ours, you had 5 separate stories, which I think was interesting. With, you know, every other group, that's their story. With us, there was lots to talk about and lots to go over. And then obviously we had to kind of form as a group, and we were under a lot of pressure. You know, we had like 2 weeks to literally get a show together from never being on stage together. Even when we go into this tour, we will have only been on stage together 3 times ever before our first arena show. So it's going to be a bit crazy.
So obviously you're coming to Leeds, so you're looking forward to playing in our new arena?
Yeah, I've always had a good time in Leeds. I had some friends that own some bars up here, so I've always had a great night. And I lived in South Yorkshire for a little bit, so I like it up here. I think people are kind of, have always been very supportive and very nice to me, so I'm looking forward to getting on the stage. And like you say, the arena looks great, so we'll check it out.
So what's plans for the future then? Are there any?
We don't know. We've kind of gone, as far as Fifth Story future, it depends how well this does and how well we do, really. I mean, we'd like to do stuff, but it's been so hard getting together because we've all had our own things to do. I mean, Gareth at the time was still doing Dancing on Ice, and he had to do that tour. That shut us down for certain things we were doing. Kenzie and I are DJing quite a bit in Ibiza and Marbella and stuff, so some of the dates in the summer have been out. So it's been really difficult to try and logistically put it together, but we'd like to do new stuff, so we'll see how we get on.
And what about on a personal level? What do you see yourself doing?
Well, personally, I'm DJing a lot at the moment. That's going really well. I've got a few residencies in the summer, and I'm doing bits and pieces, so I'm probably going to look to do that a bit more, maybe even start writing some more dance tracks. I've written for lots of different artists, but I think I might maybe do a few tracks myself. I kind of got a bit of the bug at the minute.
And so what would you say to the fans in Leeds? What can they expect when they come down later in the year?
Well, it's, as far as a boy band lineup, I don't think it gets much better, you know. I mean, you know, Five and Blue, you know, are still pretty big at the minute. I mean, Blue obviously are more recent than anyone else. So I think as far as that's concerned, the nostalgic value of the boy band thing is going to be amazing. But to any people, new people who weren't into us the first time round or into these groups first time round, it's going to be a great show. I think the songs are kind of what make a show, and the set list for this one's a good one.
So what's going to be your favourite song to perform, or is that under wraps for now?
Favourite song to perform? I mean, obviously Freak Me's always a good song for me to do. And I've always loved doing it. It's different with the guys, which is kind of fun, makes it a bit more kind of interesting, I suppose, because it's new. So that's good fun. I never really wanted to do Spirit in the Sky. I was always sceptical about that, but actually, Gareth, he was right. He's got a version of it that sounds really cool. So yeah, I mean, we're lucky our set list is pretty tight.
And have you been surprised by the reaction?
I think we're all very surprised by the reaction. The first thing we all thought was that everyone was going to absolutely rip us to shreds and just take the mick basically. You had a little bit of that, but in general the reaction was really good. And I think once you see us on stage, it's hard to kind of be too negative about it, because I think we do a pretty good job. Advice for One Direction? I don't think they need advice really, to be honest. Yeah, the One Direction boys are one of those UK phenomenons. We had Take That, we had bands like that, but to be honest, they're kind of more along the Beatles level as far as going worldwide. Maybe not the Beatles, but they're on that kind of par, and they're doing their thing. They're still young guys as well. If they have a few controversial moments here and there, I don't think it makes a difference. I think they've still got to live their lives and be what they want to be, but they're going to be role models for a long time. So we'll see how they get on.